back. Today we're going to find out what happens to a bean. So we're going to find out the life cycle of a bean, and that means what happens at the beginning, and then when it goes all the way around its cycle, and what happens at the end. And the magic thing about a life cycle is it starts all over again and keeps going round and round and round. And we're going to find a little bit about that now on my PowerPoint, and then I'm going to show you a little video because that's even more interesting. But before we do that, I've got some important words that you might see on here. And this is called a bean pod. Now a bean pod can be something that's used at the beginning of the life cycle, and it can be something that grows at the end as well, because what we can do is take out the bean and we can plant it. So we can pull one out and plant it. So we call that a bean pod. But also, when a beanstalk grows from the bean seed, bean pods will grow on your beanstalk at the very end for you to pick off, and then they can be eaten. So it's really quite magic. A life cycle goes on and on and on. And then, when it starts to grow, the first thing that happens, it begins to get a root. And a root is a bit like a straw, and it gives the bean a drink. And it sucks all of the moisture and water out of the soil, and then it helps it to grow. And after that point, it starts to get its very own shoot. And we call it a shoot because it goes above the ground. It starts to come out above the ground, and a root stays under the ground below it. And finally in our life cycle, the beans start to get a flower, so they are flowering. And when the flowers start to come, that is when the bean pods grow, and it starts all over again. It's like magic. I'll show you. If you look at the computer screen, you will see the bean plant life cycle. So the planted bean seed germinates, that means it starts to grow, and a shoot comes out. It emerges after 2 to 3 days. Oh, you can see that on the top. And then the bean seed will start to take root, so the roots will start to appear, and then the stem will start to appear, and then the bean uses all the food in the seed to grow taller and taller. Wow, that is magic. Until the bean plant then becomes a flower. Tiny flowers appear on the beanstalk, just like we talked about, and that needs to wait to be pollinated, which means that they have to get all the pollen out for the flowers to open, and then something else happens. After it's been pollinated, the pods of beans start to grow, and those are the things we can pick and eat, just like those. Isn't that amazing? Wow! Now, Miss Wesley, we are going to show the children another life cycle, but this time, this one is a video. Watch carefully, children. It's called a time lapse because it shows you how something grows very slowly. Wow! It took 18 days for this bean to grow. You can see something happening on the screen, children. What can you see happening? I can see a root. Oh, now I can see a shoot. Wow. Wow. I can see the leaves starting to grow. And the roots are getting longer. And the stem is getting taller and taller. I wonder if you can guess what's going to happen next. Whoa! Wow! It's enormous! And then, I wonder what happens next. It will start to flower, and then it will start all over again by picking the bean pods off the plant. Isn't it great what a seed can grow into? I would love it if you could tell me what you learnt about by watching that and listening to the information. Thank you, boys and girls. Bye!